the third advanced estimates of production of major crops were released on May 3rd, and that indicated that probably the total food production is likely to be about 255.36 million tons by the end of this fiscal. Interesting is that despite having such good show by the food grain production, we haven't been able to provide food to all. Minutes ago we were talking about the storage problem. This is also one of the important aspects. Would you agree with what Biraj also said? We have not been able to involve all the stakeholders into the food bill. Maybe we'll have to address it from the production side to the distribution end, and probably then we can reach out or we can come up with a broad draft of how the food security should be ensured to our citizens.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about that. You need to take all stakeholders on board, and when it comes to stakeholders, you also have producers, distributors, people who are in the middlemen. But I think more important than that is to get the polity together. You know, as we know that we need people to really start thinking of gaps that's been mentioned already. Who does the person who are you really meaning this for know that he or she has this right? So, and that can only be known, and that can only be communicated, or even the person who's the beneficiary should know about it, if you have the local government, the state government, the panchayats, the whatever you want to call them, involved in this entire process. It cannot be a top-down approach, which is, I think, the case. And I think it's ironical, because if you have states who have evolved models or ways of, you know, doing exactly this in a more effective way, then why does it have to be that a center has to think parallelly on a different line and not imbibe what you're getting from the state into the center? In most times, it is just because of differences of political parties that they are unwilling to, you know, accept. In fact, I remember the Finance Commission under Dr. Kelkar, they had set out several role models of states where such programs were much more effective and successful. We had hoped, and it was hoped then, that these models will be taken into account when you're thinking of central policies. We see that not happening. I mean, if the Chhattisgarh bill, for instance, which has just got in recent times, has many more factors which you need to have in the central bill, then why is it not there? So, you know, whether agricultural production goes up or not, I mean, really, to my mind, it's not about quantities anymore. I think India has established itself as a country which can produce enough food grain for its people, despite our huge population growth, etc. But the fact is that the food does not reach the hungry, and I do not believe that any such bill really can address it until and unless you take your stakeholders at the lowest to this, you know, highest level into as an active participant in this. I mean, I would be happy, for instance, if the Chhattisgarh Chief Minister or the Food Minister was actually a part of a consultative committee which is working on this.